Alright, hello everybody over at the Raw official YouTube channel. My name is Emblazing and this is my first video on the channel, and I will have a couple more uploads on the channel, but this is the first one. This is my gameplay in the background, just something to entertain you, but this is more of a message type of video for everybody that is in the ground war community from the leader of Raw. And I'll be getting into that shortly, but what you guys are watching in the background is a 77 kill gameplay, not the best. You know, something just to entertain you guys while I talk about all this. And like I said, this is a message from the Raw leader, Mr. Exclusive, as many of you guys might know him. And this is just a message just to get all the rules and just to talk about some of you newer people that are coming into the community, and some of the old people. A lot of them will understand, but some of the newer people probably won't understand or will probably throw shade and all of that. So just make sure everybody stays in their lane. But without a doubt, let's just get into this video. I apologize if you hear me in the background because I was in a party chat while this was going on, and I didn't turn off everybody's voice on the thing, so you can hear everybody's voice in the background. But without further ado, let's get into this topic. And like I said, it's pretty much a message to everybody in ground war, not more of the OGs because they pretty much know what's going on. Some of them are just haters, but this is mostly geared towards a lot of the newer people. And like I said, it's pretty much the from the leader of Raw, Exclusive. And what he's pretty much saying is, if you guys have been in the CB and you weren't in a CB where everything goes, he's pretty much saying you don't have any credit because you've never gone through that experience of the most hectic things you've ever been in. Because being in CBs where everything goes was crazy. Like, I've been in one before, Black Ops 2 probably, and those are probably some of the craziest things. Because nowadays people just complain. Like, if they win, they won't say anything, but if they lose, they'll just say, oh, everything went, so it doesn't count and all that stuff. So he's pretty much saying, if you haven't done that before and you complain about it now, you pretty much have no credit in the ground war community. So that's just what he's saying from his perspective, because he's been through all this. He's been around longer than I have. I only came into the community around BO2, so I'm not really an OG. I'm just here, just somebody else. And then he's also saying, yeah, like pretty much things were much harder then than it is now, and more challenging than it was then, because CBs with just everything goes was ridiculous. Like C4, like I'm gonna bring it back to BO2. C4s, EMP grenades, your TAC, double C4s, people using overkill, people LMG target finder, FAL target finder, tugboaty, all that type of stuff. That stuff was crazy. That stuff was really crazy. It was more challenging then, but now you have all like no C4s or just no RPGs or just none of that. It's not as fulfilling, exciting, and challenging. And I say fulfilling as where it's not as fun or not as doesn't give you that good feeling when you win a CB like that, compared to where as you win a CB now where it's like, oh, everybody can only use one gun and we're going to see who wins, and only one perk and only one attachment and all that. It's pretty much saying it's just not as good. And that's just pretty much what he's talking about. Like, it's just all mental. He was saying pretty much you had to think about stuff back then. There's more strategy as it is today. It was more strategy back then as far as it is today, because it's not that much strategy. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff banned, so you can just find stuff to work around it. Where back then, you would have people with some of the most randomest classes. It's just crazy. You have people like, if you go to MW3, RPGs, EMPs, C4s, FMG9s with steady aim, all that stuff. You have people with dead man's hand. Like, it was just crazy, and it was just more challenging, and you just had to think stuff out. Now it's just people are just banning what you can't really beat, and that's why I was saying, more getting back to what I was saying. It's only like one gun. Like, some people will probably, it's not as exciting if you win because you're only playing against, one gun, one attachment, one perk, one lethal, one tactical. It's not as exciting if you win. But he's pretty much saying everybody needs to figure it out so we can get back to that old way, so everybody can be on board and stop complaining. And he's pretty much saying shout out. He wants to give a shout out. He shouted out to all the real OG clans dead or alive. Shout out to No Pity for You, MP for You, One Worldwide, NOX, FA, and Inc. Those are some of the most OG clans that have been around. But like he's also they were some of the most OG clans, but they were also some of the hardest ones to get into. Back in Prime, those were the hardest clans to get into. Like most of the people that are now wouldn't be able to make it because, there's a term going around where a lot of people are just jetpackers. They wouldn't be able to get into one of those clans because they're only good at jetpacking. They're not good at really just on the ground COD. Even though if back then we don't know, like it'd just be harder for them to get in because the standards would be much higher too, and it would just be crazier to try to get in. He said also, No Pity, One Worldwide, and NOX are some of the hardest tryouts. Personally, I was in NOX, and I know how hard that tryout was. It was pretty challenging. I think I got in because I had like a 44 defend game on Plaza. That's how I got in, but it was that was a challenging tryout. If you didn't speak a lot, or if you didn't follow what they were saying, you didn't make it. That went for NP, One Worldwide, and NOX. It's all just basically following what people say, helping them. Like it's just a video game. Just because they tell you what to do, because they're the ones that are recruiting you, doesn't mean you have to fight back and do your own thing. Because that's not how you make it in the clans. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of these newer people that are coming into the community don't really seem to understand. Long story short, pretty much, a lot of you are OGs. um, like a lot of the new people that are coming in, that just because they get an OG account doesn't mean they're really an OG. Kids like 12, 13 coming into the community now saying they're the best and stuff when people have been around. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that are still barely playing this game that have been around since BO2 that I know. Barely playing this game now because they got jobs and everything. Everybody's 17, 18, 19 and all that stuff, which they come back every now and then, but those are real OGs, not people that are just now coming in the community, do good one CB, and then say, I'm one of the best and I'm an OG of this clan, of blah blah clan, because it doesn't work out that way. And if you weren't in those clans of BO2 or MW3, you are beyond irrelevant in in Exclusive's book, because at BO2 and MW3, like I said, some of the hardest tryouts, some of the most challenging CBs, and some of the most entertaining and fun to watch CBs, because you never knew what was going to happen. You never knew what was going to happen. And they were real challenge. Those were real challenging cuts, especially BO2. Like I said, BO2, you never knew what was going to happen. I think MW3 was more challenging, but BO2, you never knew what was going to happen, because once somebody got an orbital on the other team, it showed you whether you were gonna be you're gonna be good enough to break through that, or you're gonna be trash enough just to, as a team, not good enough to be able to break through that and just fall apart. BO2 and MW3, once somebody got that first score streak that everybody races to, that stuff will either make your team or break your team, which is pretty much saying. And he just wants to, it's just all perspective. Like a lot of the new cats, the overall message is a lot of the new cats need to step down and stop saying they're OGs and all that stuff, pretty much, because he's been around long enough. There's a lot of people that have been around long enough that don't get the respect that they deserve and don't get the love that they need and all that. And it's kind of sad, but like those guys weren't around when the real CBs were happening. Nowadays it's all just, let's just ban all this stuff and all this, and it's just not as exciting and not as fulfilling to watch and fulfilling to win. Like it doesn't give you that, like, oh man, we actually just won that was crazy. It's just not as fulfilling. And that's just pretty much all I have to say about the topic. This is your first time on this channel, make sure you drop a like and a sub, and comment down below some of your thoughts on this video. Subscribe to my channel. I will have the link in the description below. It'll be the first link above everybody else's, and above everything in the description and all that stuff. And if you enjoyed this video, like I said, just drop a like. Have a great day, and see you guys the next time I upload on this channel. And I am out. Peace.
Turned off right now, guys. Listen. My phone's turned off. Hey Siri, do I look good today?
She'll be like, hell no.
Say you look marvelous.
Thanks, Siri.
Dang, she said you look heartless.
Boy, Siri finna get this meat.
No matter, we still winning.
She said Siri finna get this meat.
Bro, this dude Dre start talking when you catch up. Once my starters get in. Oh, KD in? Oh yeah, jump. What you jumping for? I called it. Green light.
Fantasy on my phone. Hit it from the back.
I mean, I still held the lead, but okay. What are you doing? Hey, back down the goats.
Flying in my
Where you
arms.
going? Are y'all double teaming? Okay. Step up. Bro, get a board. Why this dude play center?